In LA this week.
One of Japan's most celebrated manga or comic book artists holds his first ever exhibition in North America. And not just that, here in Hollywood. I'm Gil Reyes with the story next.
I'm Anna Margos. Home Sweet Home becomes reality for yet another family in Watts, thanks to Habitat for Humanity. But wait till you see how many families on this street have also gotten homes.
And plug into the Electric Lodge, LA's Green Performing Arts Center. That's coming up. Hey everyone, I'm Yana Kay. Here's what's happening in LA this week. When it comes to large-scale city emergencies or natural disasters, being prepared can make all the difference. That's why the city of LA recently held a drill to practice its response and how it would disseminate critical information.
The Information Technology Agency is here at this emergency exercise because there are two things happening in an emergency simulation today. One is there's a cyber attack, which means that people are attacking the systems that manage the city of Los Angeles. And number two is that there are simulated explosions happening across some of our transit systems. So information technology plays a key role in how people normally communicate during an emergency. So we are simulating that those systems are down today.
How do we make sure that we have a consistent message when you have so many agencies working together, and to ensure that we complete the objectives from the incident commander, but again, ultimately, we want to provide safety information to the public that we serve.
If we had a real disaster, the idea that you know your fellow responder is big, because now you've had a chance to practice together, play together, and you'll work better together ultimately.
Exercises like we're doing today prepare us should the unthinkable occur. We have people that are ready and trained to act and keep people safe and keep them informed.
It's been in the works for 15 years, but now the much anticipated development called The Grand is finally moving full speed ahead. It's designed by world-renowned architect Frank Gehry and sits right across the street from his much-loved Disney concert hall.
We will see a city reborn. Our aspirations and our dreams are more than just abstractions. Today we see they are material incarnations.
It's been exciting to build something so close to something I built before, and to be able to have them talk to each other across Grand Avenue. As you put these pieces together, you create a central place.
No city in the world has such great architecture within 4 blocks. And today, we're adding the crown jewel.
This will house 436 units of housing, and 89 of those units will be affordable housing.
If you come around this side, you can see most of the activity faces the concert hall. It's our hope to have projections on the concert hall.
A transformation is also happening in the community of Watts as parents and kids lay their own foundations and build stronger families, thanks in part to Habitat for Humanity. Anna Marcos shows us how a new home has just changed the life of not one family, but many families on one street.
Nothing like turning the key and entering that first home of your own. The Martinez-Gill family just became proud first-time homeowners thanks to Habitat for Humanity's latest home build in Watts.
I was worried about my kids, and I have to send them far to school because I was wanting them to break the cycle of poverty. I was wanting them to succeed in life, not to go through my same situation.
It's an emotional moment, not only for Martinez-Gill, but for her 4 children, her son-in-law, and perhaps even their dog Zuko.
Just the little things, and to to me as the oldest, this really brings a lot of relief in my heart that my siblings have a safe place to live, that they have space to grow.
Martinez Gill, a single mom, often has to work up to 20 hours a day at 2 different custodial jobs to support her kids and make ends meet. She never thought this dream house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, state-of-the-art home, could become reality.
Yes, this is not a free house. This is how they call it, is not a handoff, it's a hand up. You have to pay mortgage like another family, just more affordable because they help you.
So our families are typically working families that have a steady income but not enough to buy a house in the traditional market.
In exchange for the help, families put in sweat equity, helping to build their own homes as well as others' homes. Around here, raising your hand and volunteering to help is what it's all about.
Painting, nail frames.
So you learned how to build a house?
Yes, actually, they taught me. I didn't know how.
2 of the kids are still living at home, so they will be living here with Mom. And of course, we can't leave Zuko out. He'll live here too.
This is going to be her room. And your room? Right there. And your mom's? Right there.
So you each have your own room?
Oh, yeah.
How's that? Is that great?
Yeah. Don't have to share a room anymore.
The Martinez Gill family has plenty of company. In fact, all the houses across the street from them are Habitat for Humanity homes. Former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalynn helped build some 24 of these homes in 1995.
Habitat really helps bring a whole community up.
And it all starts with a brand new key and a brand new home. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Want to get involved? Well, you can visit the Greater Los Angeles Habitat for Humanity at habitatla.org. LA's outgoing poet laureate is outgoing in other ways, too. Robin Cost Lewis, a National Book Award winner, sat down with her own Gil Reyes to talk poetry and perseverance in her beloved city of Angels.
My grandmother once lived here. Her house stood right there, a parking lot now.
LA's official poet laureate, Robin Cost Lewis, has written about gentrification and other challenges facing Angelenos. Her biggest personal challenge came nearly 20 years ago when she was diagnosed with traumatic brain injury after a nasty fall.
I couldn't move. I was in traction. I had cast and splints. And, it was horrible. You know, not being able to move, you got to figure some things out with your mind.
Bedridden for 2 years, the Compton native worked through the pain to write her first ever book of poetry. It became a smash.
For something like that to happen to you, and then to turn it around and write the greatest...
It was the greatest gift that ever happened to
How does
me.
that... I mean, okay, let me just explain that after this traumatic brain injury, you got down to writing and wrote Voyage of the Sable Venus, which won the National Book Award for Poetry.
I've been inspired by people who take, tragic moments in their lives and turn them around.
She experiences intense headaches to this day, but as LA's poet laureate appointed by Mayor Garcetti, she visits schools, promoting the art of poetry while highlighting the perseverance of LA's diverse communities.
California, and specifically LA, is one of the most diverse places in the world, not the country only, but the world. I just think that human beings are extraordinary animals, and it's profound to watch how we do not give up. And that's a glorious history, and it should be celebrated and honored at all times. And I hope that I've done that somehow in my laureateship.
Thanks for being here.
Sure, my pleasure.
The Pan-African Film and Arts Festival is the largest exhibition of film, art, culture, and creative expression honoring Black History Month. We recently made a visit to Arts Fest, where we got a peek at some of the unique creations. Take a look.
The Pan-African world is as a result of slavery and colonization. African people, or people of African descent, have been spread all over the planet. Papua New Guinea, Australia, Nigeria, Ghana, England. Part of our story is all those different places, and this festival brings all those stories together so folks can get out and get a more sophisticated, more cosmopolitan understanding of the African experience.
I find that the human face is quite expressive, so I apply it in my works to convey a wide range of emotions associated with the human experience.
Are you a fan of Japanese manga? Well, if you are, then you gotta check out the North American debut of one of the genre's most celebrated artists. Gil Reyes shows us a new exhibit at Japan House, Los Angeles.
He's not a household name in the U.S. yet, but artist Naoki Urasawa is considered by many to be the modern master of Japanese manga, or comics. We spoke to fans in Hollywood.
Monster is easily one of the best mangas of all time.
In his work, many of his work, it goes around the world, showing different cultures, people from different backgrounds.
Japan House Los Angeles, located in the Hollywood and Highland complex, is proud to present this exhibit through March. And the beauty is, even if you can't understand Japanese, the panels are all in English, so Americans can come and truly appreciate them.
The reader's always ready to turn the page or wanting to turn that page to see what happens next.
Curator Trask Howard describes the popular series Monster, a morality tale about a surgeon who saves the life of a serial killer.
What Urasawa is so good at is that he throws in these twists that you don't expect.
Urasawa has sold over 127 million books in Japan alone. He's nominated for an Eisner Hall of Fame induction at Comic-Con this year, an honor usually reserved for American comic book creators like Stan Lee. Urasawa's works, such as 20th Century Boys, dealing with terrorism, can be dark, but he has lighter fare too.
Yawara is a story about a young teenage female judo athlete, influenced interest in not only the sport, but a particular judo athlete.
When real-life judo champ Ryoko Tamura represented Japan in the 1992 Olympics, the public embraced her as the real-life Yawara. It was also a time when more Japanese women began entering the workforce and establishing their independence.
And what was actually happening in Japan in the society at the time, and I think that's what really piqued everyone's interest.
Historical events influencing fiction. This is manga, the art of Naoki Urasawa in his first North American exhibit. That's at Japan House at the Hollywood and Highland complex at 6801 Hollywood Boulevard.
Want to check out more cultural events from Japan House? Learn more at japanhouse.jp. What do you get when you mix hundreds of volunteers, hundreds of cookies, and hundreds of goodie bags? Well, Big Sunday's annual Valentine Making Dinner, of course. This nonprofit is all about putting a smile on the faces of those less fortunate. Take a look.
Today is our 7th annual Big Sunday Valentine's Day. Nobody should be forgotten on Valentine's Day. Making cards, we're making little gift bags. There's tons of chocolate going on and flowers going on. And all these nice people have come here to make Valentines for other people. Old folks, people in shelters, people in group homes, veterans, people who are ailing.
I was specifically thinking about some of the people in hospitals and maybe even nursing homes because my dad just moved into a nursing home a year ago. And so for me, it's really personal because when I get to go visit him, I see how few of those people have families all around them or are getting, things for the holidays.
We're just here to help out and have fun. I believe that it's a wonderful thing to teach our kids to give back to those less fortunate than ourselves, and it just makes you feel so good. It fills your heart.
If it brightens somebody's day by looking at a simple card, by just saying we care or love you, that makes my day.
When we do something because we feel like we have to, it kind of brings one energy to it. But when we do something because we know that we get something out of it too, I don't know, I think it just infuses everything with just that fun and loving energy that we can put more of in the world.
Called Big Sunday because we used to be one day a year on a Sunday. but we have grown. We first became a weekend and then a 3-day weekend. Now we do things 365 days a year. The idea is that absolutely everybody has some way they can help somebody else. We connect people through helping.
We're all really connected, no matter what we look like or where we are in our life. There's something that just runs through all of us.
And over in Sylmar, hundreds of seniors also got some well-deserved TLC as Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez hosted a Valentine's Day ball in their honor. Let the dancing begin.
We have arrived in Funky Town, the great community of Sylmar, hosting a day of dining and dancing for some 400 seniors on Valentine's Day. Many of the guests are longtime married couples like Jose and Linda Anaya.
When you first saw her, what did you think? She's mine.
It took a little while, but I totally fell in love with them and still in love with them today.
Older adults loving life and each other at Palacio Torres Banquet Hall. This party was thrown by Sylmar Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez.
It really is a unique opportunity for me to bring together all of the seniors from around my district, because each of the senior centers are located in different parts of the community, that we bring them all here together to celebrate Valentine's Day, show a little love, and bring some of the resources that are available to them, whether it's advising them on their Medicare options or just all the variety of service providers that we have.
A little wet weather outside didn't stop these older adults from stepping in out of the rain and onto the dance floor for a day all to themselves. So our seniors, God bless them, they bring to us a wealth of experience. I asked some of them on this Valentine's Day, what is the secret to everlasting love? You're opposites.
Yeah, we're opposites. He's quiet and I'm the I act too much.
That's the secret.
Yeah.
You have a good match there.
Yeah.
What's your secret, sir?
Say yes.
Oh, so smart. Isn't he sweet? Yeah.
Raul and Barbara Fontanills have been happily married for 54 years. They're also the in-laws of Councilwoman Rodriguez.
We love her like a daughter.
And it helps a lot to be family-oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping us together.
Always be affectionate to each other. A lot of times that goes away in a marriage, and I think it needs to be that way till the day you die. Always and forever.
Electric Lodge is an environmentally friendly cultural arts hub and educational center in Venice. We recently took a tour with the Electric Lodge founder, Joel Shapiro.
The Electric Lodge started in 1996. I started it then. I rebuilt the whole building, and it's been going ever since. It's a visual and performing arts center and environmental center. We have theater, dance, music, film festivals, all kinds of performance art. We have classes 7 days a week and theater upstairs. This is a solar-powered space. We produce about a third of our power on the roof, and we buy only green power from DWP.
The Electric Lodge is a wonderful place. It's benefited so many young students. The vibe is good.
Tonight we're putting on a variety show called Next 10. So that's one of the things we do here every first Monday of the month. We have 10 people participating for 10 minutes each. And it's a really cool and fun audience participation type show that almost anyone can enter.
Unfortunately, people know almost nothing about the Electric Lodge, and that is such a shame because it's such a great community venue. And there is a parking lot. There's a parking lot in Venice. So if you do not live in Venice and you think to yourself, no, I am not going to Venice to see anything, come to the Electric Lodge because it's got its own lot. You don't have to worry about it.
Batters up! Did you know there was a Wrigley Field in Los Angeles? As part of African American Heritage Month, Councilmember Curran Price joins us for a tour of the stadium's impact on our community.
The original Wrigley Field opened on September the 29th, 1925, in the heart of Council District 9, on the corner of Avalon Boulevard and 42nd Place. It was constructed by William L. Wrigley, Jr., the founder of Wrigley's Gum and owner of the Chicago Cubs. It was built at a cost of just under $1 million. It hosted Major League Baseball teams in the region for over 30 years. Wrigley Field was home to the Los Angeles Angels during their inaugural season in 1961. Over the years, Wrigley Field hosted rodeos, concerts, fireworks, and other special events. The ballpark was even used as a backdrop for several Hollywood films about baseball, as well as the popular TV series Home Run Derby.
Foul ball way down the left field line, and that's all in the second inning. Harmon Killebrew picks up a home run and leads Mickey Mantle in the Home Run Derby contest at the end of an inning and a half of play by a score of 1-0.
On May 26, 1963, Martin Luther King was at Wrigley Field to address nearly 40,000 people at one of the largest civil rights rallies in the country, predating the famous 1963 March on Washington by almost 3 months. Wrigley Field is still remembered as the place where Dr. King stated, "Birmingham or Los Angeles, the cry is always the same. We want to be free."
Birmingham, Alabama, or Los Angeles, California, the cry is always the same. We want to be free.
His efforts that evening to connect Los Angeles to Birmingham helped to raise significant and desperately needed funds for the March on Washington, and to assist in supporting the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. In 1969, Wrigley Field was demolished. In its place now exists the Gilbert Lindsay Community Park, the Teresa Lindsay Senior Center, and the Kedron Community Health Center. As we celebrate African American Heritage Month, we not only pay tribute to individuals, but also celebrate the locations where historical events help to define our legacy and change American history.
Councilmember Paul Krikorian hosts a community town hall. Get ready to catch some air at a new skate park and learn how to raise funds for your nonprofit. All this in City Beat. Councilmember Paul Krikorian recently hosted a town hall meeting in North Hollywood, which allowed community members direct access to the LA Department of Public Works. One goal was to make residents aware of available programs and services they may not be taking full advantage of.
To hear from them directly about what is important in their neighborhood, what's important in their community.
In South LA, the CD9 Business Resource Center presented a forum on funding for nonprofits. The event featured presentations by several leading foundations and included panel discussions, Q&As, and more.
I came here because we're a nonprofit organization and we're always looking for funding sources.
And now you can catch some air of your own. Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell broke ground on the new Chevy Chase skate park. When complete, the park will feature 8,000 square feet of spiffy concrete skate features as well as improvements to the surrounding areas. Happy Lunar New Year! It was a melting pot of Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese culture as thousands of folks came together for the 120th Golden Dragon Parade.
I want to wish everybody Gung Ha Ka Choi a great and prosperous New Year here in the greatest Chinatown in the United States of America. Great Happy New Year. Also, it's the year of the pig, and it's a very social pig. It's about reminding us to get together with our neighbors, with our community, with our country and the world together in peace and harmony.
This is an incredible time, steeped in deep traditions and history, but a holiday that we're all looking forward with great optimism and positivity.
It's so nice to see everybody coming together as a community to celebrate such a momentous occasion for the new year.
Enjoy an evening of music that includes a vacuum cleaner? Listen to some live jazz at a pop-up, and if you love chocolate and art, you won't want to miss this show. All this and things to do. And the beat goes on as Compose LA brings you Leah Mooney's Flatland. This latest music symposium is happening at the Coaxial Arts Foundation. The presentation will include an examination of Leah Mooney's sound-driven investigation of materiality. Be sure to check out Compose LA, Leah Mooney's Flatland on Friday, February 22nd, beginning at 8 p.m. The Coaxial Arts Foundation is located at 1915 South Main Street. For more info, visit coaxialarts.org. Black History Month festivities continue with the Just Jazz Live Concert Series. This free pop-up jazz event features performances by local jazz collective Catalyst and music from the Fernando Pullum Community Arts Center Jazz Ensemble. Swing by the Just Jazz Live pop-up event happening Thursday, February 21st at 6:30 p.m. The performance takes place at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza on 3650 West Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. For more info, visit justjazzliveconcertseries.com. The Chocolate and Art Show returns to Los Angeles. Indulge in some of LA's finest up-and-coming artists, photographers, and creators. Enjoy live body painting, vendors, music, and free chocolate. It's all happening at the Chocolate and Art Show, Los Angeles, coming February 22nd and 23rd. The show will take place at the Vortex, located at 2341 East Olympic Boulevard. For details, contact chocolateandart@gmail.com. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more of LA This Week.